We like to make our clients shine like Rackspace allows us to shine in front of our clients.
Having a back-end partner with its own mission of fanatical support has been crucial to our ability to scale in a pinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rackspace Solve San Francisco. Now, here is your host, Vice President for Rackspace AWS Business Unit, Prashanth Chandrasekar.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rackspace Solve San Francisco. This is year number 3 for our company being here in this event. This is really an exciting venue for us because this is the heart of where everything happens, right? Innovation, the cloud. It's so exciting for us to be here every year. So today we have a phenomenal event. We have a really great cross-section of folks in the room, outside. We have customers, we have partners, we have analysts, we have people in the press. We have a lot of people here that hopefully you can network, make the most of your day, all right? So to get things started, what I thought I would do is really set some context very quickly about the era that we live in, as well as Rackspace's role in that era, and what is our purpose, right? So the acceleration that we've seen in the past few years with cloud-based business models has been absolutely astounding, right? And at the heart of that is this concept of disruption. You've got innovation that's happening at lightning speeds, and primarily because the access to raw compute, networking, storage has been never as easy as ever before. This has been absolutely a great time to do and start a business. So that is one reason. The other reason is that you've got a lot of people that are trying to get very, very close to their customers, and they're trying to think about new ways in which they can engage their customers and really push the envelope of what it means to be truly disruptive in their industries. So what about the rest of the companies in the space, right? So in order to respond to this, there are the startups of yore, if you will, about 20 years ago, when they actually started, they are now having to respond to the fact that all these new companies are coming up. Many of them are here in San Francisco. So for them, the S&P 500 is a good proxy for that. They have to respond with technology. So what has essentially happened is every business has become a technology business. So this is it's a really, really great time, and we see this every day, especially in my role. We see plenty of companies coming to us saying, listen, we want to be able to respond to this big movement, to these big trends. How do we do it? Help us. And this initiative and these set of initiatives are not just coming from certain departments, from our perspective. This is an independent survey that we ran at Rackspace with hundreds of decision makers in the IT space. And we found out that the board is really driving a lot of this adoption to the cloud, right, of the cloud. So it is a business-led objective. And about 61% of the migrations that are happening to the cloud, from our perspective, are happening directly as a result of board members driving it or the senior management team driving these in those big companies. We've also seen that the big motivators beyond this concept of innovation, there are a whole range of other benefits that many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with, from reducing costs to increasing resilience, security, agility, and a whole range of other things that you see here. But clearly, the data exists now. It is very, very, very much it's a quantifiable fact that this is something that's high impact for companies. And the great news is folks that have actually been on this journey, who have been successful with it, 88% of them have said that most of their business goals have been met by moving to the cloud. We've had mostly about 60% or so that have actually said that almost all their business goals have been met. These are astounding numbers that we're beginning to see in the industry. So is it as simple as, hey, why don't we just take advantage of the cloud? Let's just sit together and go for it and transition the company? It is not that simple, because from our perspective, technology is hard, and that's why we exist in a lot of ways. The cloud is hard. The number of platforms that you have access to today, the feature sets that are being launched by companies like Amazon Web Services, Azure, or OpenStack Private Cloud, these are, it's really, really hard for people to keep up, right, and to make the most of it. So the challenges range. They range from expertise. It is not easy to find an AWS certified engineer, for example, in the Bay Area and retain that person and be able to kind of actually have a fully functioning operation on a 24/7 basis. It's hard to know how to secure your cloud. How do you think about compliance? How do you think about managing multiple cloud services? And a whole range of other things like governance and performance optimization with respect to the cost that you're actually investing in these resources. And these challenges could differ based on the type of company that you're at, right? So you could be a high-growth company that is experiencing absolutely phenomenal growth, and you've got a whole surge of customers coming in after you got venture-backed, for example. And for them, probably some of the concerns are around things like lack of expertise and how do they really optimize their performance with regards to their application environment and their infrastructure environment. For companies that are more on the transformational path, these companies have got a different set of challenges. They've got the concept of central IT, which many of you are obviously aware of, and you've got this background activity that's been happening for over now a decade, where you've got shadow IT really enabling this inherently some innovation in these companies, but it's not necessarily centrally managed. So this is a problem for big companies, and for them, their challenges are very different. They have to manage all the sprawl that exists in these organizations. You've got to manage these costs that are probably getting out of control, and you also have this notion of governance or lack of governance and control in your organization. So very different challenges. But either way, irrespective of where you are on that spectrum, either if you're a high-growth company or you're a transforming company, you need help. I mean, you have to leverage some expertise, right? So either you're able to kind of focus on your core business a lot better, or you're able to learn from the other people's mistakes and make your environments a lot more resilient and actually make things happen as a result of that, or you just need to know how to start. And that sleepy face is, we have companies that are, just beginning to get onto this journey, and for them, they need just a lot of help. So that's where Rackspace comes in. This is our mission and purpose. I can tell you without a shred of doubt that we live and breathe our customers, right? Our core mission is to be one of the world's greatest service companies. And for us, the cloud is at the heart of that. That's why we exist as a company. So for us, there's no better time to help our customers than now on this topic. And we've been recognized for the past few years. Gartner, I know they're here. They were here yesterday, and they're here in the audience. They've rated us, the top cloud-enabled managed hosting company in the industry for a few years now, and we fully expect to, hold that position for years to come. And our approach has been very much not, it hasn't been, like trying to push a solution on customers that don't really fit with their needs, right? So it's all about customer need for us. It's about need, providing them with a choice of platforms with respect to their needs, and ultimately getting to a best fit solution. And there's a lot of thought that actually goes into this, and many of the folks from our company are actually here today, which you'll engage with them, solutions architects and technologists, who you can ask very, very deep questions about how we actually think about this in general. And this ranges, by the way, in terms of platform type, so Amazon Web Services, obviously one of the leading public cloud infrastructure. And then you got Azure along with its Hyper-V private cloud, and then you got OpenStack, our private cloud, something we helped create. And then you have a whole range of solutions like IT transformation and apps and data. And there are some things that are not even mentioned here, for example, like IoT. These are all big topics and themes that we want to help our customers on. And this capability, this expertise that we bring is not trivial, right? So the company that, the group that I help manage and lead at Rackspace, the Amazon Web Services business, we have now 345 certifications, about 1,500 accreditations at the company, and our company is about 6,000 people large. So the scale, and we've done that in about 9 months. And the reason is because we have been doing this for about 15 years, and our technologists are very, very good. They're very deep experts, and for them to be able to get ramped up on these technologies at scale is something that we do really, really well. Azure, same thing, long time Microsoft partner. They're one of our diamond sponsors here today. We've been named their leading partner for many years in a row. And OpenStack, we created OpenStack. It is, from our perspective, a gift to humanity that we provided a few years ago. And we're going to hear all about that when Scott comes up here in a second. These questions that we're asking, by the way, like I mentioned, are very, very deep. They're very well thought out, right? So I won't go through this in detail, but the point is we are very much asking to make sure that you guys are getting absolutely the best solution from an infrastructure perspective, from a solution perspective, and ultimately just trying to solve your problem. That's the sole objective, and we are unbiased with regards to how we do that. And this end-to-end expertise, it goes all the way from the upfront deployment, design, migration, all the way to what we, at the heart of our company, have done very, very, very well for the past decade, which is managing and running and optimizing people's environments on an ongoing basis for years, right? And we have many customers here today that will tell you how long they've been here, and they've been doing this for us for many years now. So in summary, this is not easy. The cloud is not easy. We're here to help customers with adoption, with their move to the cloud, that journey. We offer a lot of choice. We offer expertise that's very deep, and all that's backed by Fanatical support. So hopefully that sets the context of why we exist and why Rackspace is here to help you. And today, moving on to kind of the schedule for today, we have a really exciting lineup of customers that are using all sorts of services. We have partners. We have Racker leaders talking about some really deep topics. And so really exciting lineup. One of my favorites today, partially because they're a Fanatical AWS customer, is Sesame Street. Also because my kids who are 6 years and 3 years old, they are preoccupied with these characters. The Count is my favorite, in case you were wondering. And yes, and we also, by the way, the team here, the marketing team, tried very desperately to get Big Bird to do this presentation. But unfortunately, due to various fire hazard restrictions, we have the next best thing, an SVP from Sesame Street. So that's good. And we'll move on. Today we'll talk about Amazon Web Services. We will talk about Rodan and Fields. Probably many of you are consumers of their anti-aging products. They are really innovating in that space with the help of our digital experts at Rackspace. And then you've got Microsoft, again, our sponsor today, who will talk about, James Staten, who's a former analyst, will talk about how the cloud is really helping enterprises differentiate in the market. And then you got OSG, which is a consultant in the OpenStack private cloud space, and they're going to talk about how they're helping big Fortune 500, very specifically financial services companies, leverage the OpenStack private cloud platform to innovate. And then our own madmen of Texas, if you will, our GSD&M, which is an agency down in Austin, will talk about the evolution of advertising as it relates to our Rackspace data services products. So it's really, really exciting kind of show. And then for the deep technologists in the room, I hope you take full advantage of all the folks that are here, because we have some really great breakout sessions. We have probably some of the smartest people at our company that are here to talk very, very, on a one-on-one basis. It'll be very intimate, that you can ask all your questions. Hopefully you're on your way to solving some of the most pressing challenges that you're encountering across various topics. So with that, let's move on to our first keynote presentation. To talk about the future of infrastructure across multiple platforms, please join me in welcoming SVP of Strategy and Product, Scott Crenshaw.